Sino pa ba my favorite nephew? Ninya! Kaya mahuram! Tapos kung ako't nagkikita, ako't nagbabalin, kapag maganilutuan, nag-iiyak. Still watching! Bala ka dito.
Our colorful spray paint. And let's paint word crush on. Alright, let's start with the color green. Perfect. Alright. What other colors do we have? Let's do red.
Uy, Margie TV! Mega love shout out, Margie. Kumusta, madam?
Now let's do black.
Uy, bakit? Napano ka?
Nag-a-assignment.
Kay Lolo?
Ano ba pag mag-a-assignment?
Kay Lolo ba?
Balik mo na ako
Hindi
ang
naman
peso.
ikaw.
Ha?
Sorry. Nagpa-x-ray ako. Bakit ano nangyayari sa'yo? Anong meron?
Kanina pa ito nagmata.
Lungs, head, sa high blood, etc. Cardiologist. Hala, uy, bakit? Parang masama yata yung... Anong nangyari ba kasi?
Stinky.
10 million people in the house. Magalang shout out. ECG. Anong nangyari sa'yo? Tumaas dugo ko. Hala. May lahi ba kayo ng high blood? May lahi kayo ng may high blood pressure?
Billionaire reality TV star is about to
Fight
freak
you.
out and
Know you.
Ako kasi, nung nakaraan, 26 million people.
developer living in Las Vegas. Ryan
Ako kasi nung nakaraang linggo, nagpa-check up din ako kasi yun nga yung ilong ko.
starts to change. 'Cause there's a day
Tapos ano na rin ako, nagpa blood chemistry.
casting producers from the show are trying to find some eligible bachelors to be on it. The only catch
Pero
is
over daw
the
ako sa
bachelors have to
kakasipi
have
kaya
a net
sumasakit
worth of at
ulo
least
ko.
$1
Hala
million.
ka.
And Ryan's like, hey, I'm a millionaire,
Hey,
so at least
31
my dad
million
is. I
people,
can be
saan
on
kayo
that show."
galing?
So he goes and he auditions, and the
Sino-sino
producers
ba yung mga yan?
thought it's the perfect kind of train wreck that they want for reality TV. So
May 32 million ako pero dalawa lang tayo nag-uusap. All good kala ko. Mas may namuong dugo. Ay, wag naman sana. Wow, oo nga eh. Sino kaya may kagagawan niya? Baka nagmamarites sa akin. Baka.
So as the show goes on, she eliminates these bachelors one by one. And Ryan
Sabi
ends up making it
dito
all
si
the way
Margie
to finals.
nagkukwento.
And Megan turns out to choose him as the
Oo,
guy
baka
she
nga.
walks away with. But unfortunately for them,
Baka yung mga
reality
ano
TV
mo
is
yan,
not
mga
scripted.
taga-sunod.
Feeling this item. They're like, look, Megan, this guy is not testing well with audiences. Maybe consider picking one of the other guys.
Hello,
So,
hello,
in the
Arl.
second to last episode, Megan picked
Cheese
some of the
block
other guys,
and the
and she
signs.
sends Ryan home. And that
Sigma.
sucks for him, 'cause he really wanted to win.
Sigma,
So he's
Sigma
all
boy,
bummed out,
Sigma
and he got
boy,
booted
Sigma
off the
boy.
show. And so to make himself feel better, he
Speak
goes
more
on tour
clear.
in
Bra,
Las
bra,
Vegas. And
bra.
that is when he meets
I am
his
from
wife,
Indonesia.
Jasmine.
Okay.
And
Adiba
Jasmine's
Kanza,
funny,
hello.
she's nice, she's a Playboy
Cheesebox,
model, and she's got a
shout
lot going
out to
on.
you.
And Ryan
What
thinks
do you
she
want
is
me to
fun,
say?
and all of a
What do
sudden,
you
he's
want me to
forgotten
speak
all about
clearly?
how much he liked
Because
Megan.
I'm just
And
talking to a
literally,
friend
2
right
days
there.
later, Ryan and
So
Jasmine get
we
married
are
after
talking in
2
our own
days of
language.
knowing each other.
Are
Yes.
you a
And I
red dot?
guess to rub it in, he has to make sure
Who
and
are
hit
you
up Megan and
asking?
let her know, like, hey, I met someone. You missed out.
Arla.
And Ryan is finally in love. He met someone nice, and their relationship seems to be
Crack, my
going
friend
great.
Harry Cox wants a shout out. It's his
Here's the thing
birthday.
about Ryan.
Harry
Ryan
Cox
is apparently not
wants a shout
really
out.
vanilla.
Shout out to
He's a real
Harry.
estate developer, but the real estate development
Cheese
he
Block,
has is
shout
actually
out to
his
you
dad's
also.
money, and
Adiba
he has no
Kaza
part in it,
Kanza,
and he's not
shout
really
out to
making a
you
lot
all.
of income. And so
15
Jasmine
million
becomes the
people
one
in the
supporting
house.
them
Magalam
both
shout
from her
out.
modeling
Margie
and her other
TV,
things.
shout
And
out to
this
you
puts a lot
also.
of strain on
And
their
I hope
relationship. Now, here's the other thing about Ryan.
there is
Bro
a
is
good
just a
result
jealous ass dude.
from
He's
your
always like,
checkout.
hey, who are you talking to? Let me
I
see your
hope it's
phone.
not
He's that
serious.
guy. He's
Thank you so
also
much,
kind of
guys.
abusive too. And so he and Jasmine fight a lot, and their relationship ends up on the rocks when
Thanks
they
for
separate and they
visiting
get
my
back
live
together.
stream.
It's all very
Can
shaky.
you say happy
Then,
birthday
out of
to my friend
nowhere,
Ben
the
Loma?
production company that produced Megan Once a Millionaire, they
You
decide to
just the
produce
one.
another reality show called I Love Money. And since they've worked with Ryan before, they want him to come down to Mexico where they're filming and be a contestant on the new season. And this is a competition reality show. So the winner of the
You
season
got a
gets
nice
a grand
friend.
prize of
Also, Crack has also a
$250,000.
nice friend.
Nice. And Ryan, he really needs this
Hello to
money.
all your
He needs this money
friends
so that he can
right
finally prove to
there.
his wife that he's capable of supporting them both. And so he tells the producers, hell yeah, I'll do it. And he goes from Las Vegas down to Mexico to film. And the whole time he's down there
In the
filming
whole
the show,
time.
Jasmine had stayed back in Las Vegas. So the whole time he's like texting her and he's blowing up her phone with a bunch of jealous shit. Where you been? Who you hanging out with? Are you cheating on me? Now, it's unclear if she was actually cheating on him. It's rumored that she was, but regardless, the whole thing is very dysfunctional. Anyway, a month or so later, the show, I Love Money, ends, and Ryan actually ends up winning the $250,000. So now he's got this money, and his wife is going to be so impressed. So he goes back to the US, and he tries to work things out with Jasmine, because they have been fighting a lot. And from there, the two decide to take a trip over to San Diego, because they're going to attend some charity overtime. And so they travel to San Diego, and they get there, and they're in their hotel, and this
And there you go.
Watch me Instagram in less than 30 seconds with the new science fit trends. Apply just a few drops. But I instantly shiny and smooth. Maybe sticky. Instagram with the trends. You'll never know when you need it.
This is where shit gets dark. Because allegedly, Jasmine had been planning on leaving Ryan. I mean, it's clearly a chaotic marriage, and she's essentially done trying. And allegedly, she had been texting with an ex. And so Ryan finds all this out, and so they've been fighting this whole trip. Now, we don't exactly know what happens here because there are no other witnesses, but at one point, they're parked in Jasmine's car, and they get into a huge argument, and Ryan finally just loses it. And bam, he hits her, and then he hits her again and again, and then he reaches out and he grabs her neck and he strangles her. And Jasmine, she tries to fight back, but it's no use. He's too strong, and unfortunately, she ends up unalive. Then Ryan picks her up and he brings her back to the hotel room where they're staying. Then he bundles Jasmine's body up into a suitcase and he brings that suitcase out to the car, he loads it in, and he leaves. From there, he drives from San Diego up near Los Angeles. Now the worst part is that at some point during all this, Ryan takes Jasmine's body and he cuts off the tips of all her fingers so that she has no fingerprints. Then he takes the time to remove all of her teeth. so that they can't identify her by dental records. But anyway, eventually he drives over to some random dumpster and he dumps the suitcase with her body. The next morning, a random bystander is out collecting cans, looking for the trash bins, and they notice this suitcase with hair sticking out of it. And they're like, oh, I bet there's a body in there. And so they call the police. Later that night, Ryan is back in his apartment and he calls police and he's like, my wife is missing. And he files a missing persons report for Jasmine to make himself not look like the murderer. Then he flees and he drives north because he's about to escape to Canada. While police still can't identify Jasmine's body that they found in the suitcase. So it looks like Ryan...
Magdalena, may love shout out Magdalena.
Double until. Well, that body may not have fingertips
Yo,
or
wait.
teeth. Lucky for police, it does have something they can use to identify Jasmine. Breast implants. Apparently, breast implants all have a unique serial number imprinted on them. So the coroners check the serial number on breast implants, and that's how they identify Jasmine. And so now, the prime suspect in her murder is the last person seen with her. Her husband, Ryan. And so an international manhunt ensued.
This
Manhunt.
former dating show contestant is considered armed and dangerous.
However, by this time, Ryan's already reached Canada, British Columbia, where he's staying in a hotel. And there, I guess he finally feels guilty, or he finally decides that what he did was really messed up, and there's no way out of it. Either way, he takes a belt and he unalives himself. That is crazy.
Alang. Uy, bahala ka naman. Alang,
So this guy,
Didi, tapos do it.
See, it's the 90s, and he works at a record label in New York City. But then he's got big dreams.
Hala, kahubya.
Okay, yung
And
susulat.
maybe snatch a
Ano
little
na,
dirty.
gisusurat ba ngayon yan?
Music industry party, hanging out, and everyone's drinking and chatting, and they start talking to this girl, Lisa, and to Lisa's friend. And
Hoy, hoy,
they
hoy,
think
hoy.
these girls are boys,
Nakita
so
dito
when
kandaan,
the party
te,
ends,
nakita
he's
nga,
like,
distracted,
"Come to the
malayas.
So they go to the after party, and there, Diddy and an associate of his, they allegedly essay Lisa and her friend. But then, around the same time, Diddy is out on a date with this girl, Joy. And Joy is a nice girl, she's in college, and as the date goes on, I guess Diddy can start to tell that she's not really that into him. Oh, but that's not gonna stop Diddy. He
Incredible. This is amazing.
so good. That's what I wanted to be like too.
Mona Basketball, welcome to the Margaret Barrett Library. We're here to celebrate The Brutalist, which has been nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Original Screenplay. How would you describe your mindset going into this weekend? Does it lean harder towards excitement or nerves?
Well, I'm very scared of public speaking, so for me, release it's a win as well. To get up there.
Is something like your right side gut-wrenching tales about misplacing or losing a piece of creative work?
No, I guard my notebook living life. That's always with me.
What's fun about shooting here at the Margaret Barrett Library is they have all these amazing artifacts from the films that shaped and inspired your own point of view as a writer. So can we kick things off with The Sound of Music?
Oh, great. Yes.
What we have
He apparently slips a little something in her drink, and by the end of dinner, she's all messed up and she's completely out of it. So Diddy helps her to the car, and then he takes her home and he essays her. Oh, and he also films it and he shows that video to a bunch of his buddies. And then, a few years later, Diddy starts his own record label, and he starts managing one of hip-hop's most successful artists at the time. Then he becomes a successful hip-hop artist himself. So bro is just killing it. And eventually, he's just absurdly rich. Like, he's got all this money. And he buys a mansion in the Hamptons. Now, at this mansion, he starts throwing these huge parties where everyone dresses in all white or white parties, and he invites a ton of celebrities and musicians and models and other people who are up and coming. Now, these
Kita
white
ni
parties,
Chito,
they're pretty much
nagpapansin
like
sa klang
standard
takan.
industry parties. In general, nothing too newsworthy is going on at them, just
Hoy!
celebrities partying. Except
Bed
some.
slash dining.
Like at one of the parties, Diddy meets this kid, who we'll call Anonymous. And Anonymous is 16 and not sure what he's doing at one of these parties, but he really wants to get into the entertainment business. So when he meets Diddy, Diddy is like, "I'll make you a star, kid." And Anonymous is like,
Nah,
"All
keep
right."
it there.
So the
Justin,
I
was watching.
I was watching. Kita daw.
We 3 million people in the house. Thank you so much for staying.
Oy, kita ko lahat ko makadami na.
When may blowing at the air.
Sa loob umiiyak dahil ikaw at ako ay
Anonymous
wala
really
na.
wants to be a star. So, fortunately, he does. So then, fast forward a few years, and it's the 2000s now. And by this point, Diddy is established hip-hop royalty. And he's doing whatever the hell he wants. He's allegedly partying with tons of underage girls at this point and drugging them, or he's asking his staff to drug them. But then eventually, his record label, they sign this hot new singer. Her name is Cassie.
Wait.
Ding. You're nothing back in here. No tea for.
And so then Diddy is like, "But I'm gonna need you to take your clothes off first."
I know.
At this point, and drugging them, or he's asking his staff to drug them. But then eventually, his record label, they sign this hot new singer. Her name is Cassie. Cassie is 19, and Diddy thinks she is fine. Plus, she's really singing. So Cassie and Diddy, they hit it off, and ultimately they start dating. And they date for a while, but at some point, their relationship turns dark. See, Diddy, he likes to party. We've already established that. But along with his white parties, he also hosts these other secret, more exclusive parties called freak-offs. And at these freak-offs, shit tends to get crazy. Like he allegedly invites young, attractive women to these freak-off parties and gives them lots of drugs and alcohol. And then he allegedly makes them smash with male sex workers while he watches and films it. And apparently these freak-offs happen often, and sometimes they last for like days at a time, like they're f***ing Coachella. And the worst part,
160?
he allegedly makes his girlfriend
460?
Cassie participate in them. In fact, speaking of Cassie, Diddy is
460
very
pera.
controlling when it comes to her. Like one day he sees her talking to another talent agent, and I guess he gets so jealous and so mad at her that he pushes her into his car and he kicks her several times, and her face is all messed up from it. And another time
Pera.
he gets so mad that he throws
Huh?
a hot frying pan.
357 pera.
And if you're like, Ray, then why doesn't Cassie just leave him? Well, she
Wait.
tries. Like one time, Diddy and Cassie, they're in a hotel room, and they're arguing.
375 ba?
Diddy just punches her right in the face. And later,
Pera.
he ends up passing out because I guess he's just wasted. And so he's passed out, and Cassie's like, sweet,
Bali
now my
50
chance
nga
to
tanan.
leave. And so she gets her
I mean,
suitcase
what if
and she
Cassie's
steps out
gone?
into a car.
Huh?
And there's actually security footage from the hotel of her headed to the elevator. But then, Diddy
Oh, 15 20.
like grabs a towel and he
15
runs out
and
the door.
460 15
Running down the hall. So she's in the hall and she's waiting for the elevator, and you see Diddy walk up
Oh.
to her, and suddenly.
Awaray 357.
Now I can't show you this part because it is
Okay na
really,
lang.
really violent.
Sold out man ang 375. Sold out ang 375.
What a topic.
460 laan may da.
Explain it to you. Diddy grabs her by the neck and he throws her to the ground and he kicks the shit out of her. until she's unconscious and no longer moving. Like, it is brutal. There is no defending. Now, the good thing is that eventually Cassie actually does break up with him. Allegedly, they go out to dinner, and she breaks the news to him, and as you can imagine, this really pisses Diddy off. So, what does he do? He follows her home, he forces his way into her place, and then sadly, he essays her. Oh, but Diddy's not done, because years later, it's now 2022, and he's still acting like a monster. And one day, he hires a producer slash videographer to help him out on some projects. This guy, Lil Rod. And he wants Lil Rod to produce a few songs on his next album, and he wants him to follow him around with a camera, filming lots of things, like documenting stuff for him. And this seems like a good gig for Lil Rod. He produces music, and he's hanging out at parties with hip-hop royalty Diddy. How cool is that? But, of course, like with all things Diddy, soon enough, things start to go bad. Because eventually, Diddy has him filming things he's not so cool with. Like, Diddy's got him filming the drugging and essaying of minors. And of course, it's only a matter of time before Diddy sets his sights on Lil Rod himself. Because one night, they're all drinking, and Lil Rod ends up with a spiked drink, and he passes out kind of suddenly, and he wakes up naked in Diddy's bed. And he doesn't remember the details of anything, but he does
Yeah, that's how nasty he is.
consent to any of this. And so, despite all these horrible things going on, it seems like everybody
Loisa Mix
in
Vlogs,
inner
mega love,
circle is
shout
either
out
too
to
afraid
Loisa.
or too complicit
Actually,
to
ikaw
say
pa lang.
or do anything.
Not everyone, but just two of us.
Doing all this, he's gonna keep getting away
Loisa
with
Mix Vlog, mega love, shout out.
until in 2022, New York State, where most of these crimes happen, they passed legislation
Shout out,
called the
Loisa.
Adult Survivors Act. The Adult Survivors Act allows victims of say a 1-year window to sue, even if the statute of limitations has run out. Even if the SA happened way back in the 90s, victims could still sue for it during this 1-year window. And that changes everything. And so, kaboom, Cassie suddenly hits Diddy with a lawsuit, accusing him of abuse and SA. And one day after she files the suit against him, he makes her a huge settlement offer, and she accepts it. So they settle out of court for what I imagine is an astronomical amount of money. But then, about a week later, bam, Diddy is hit with another lawsuit by Joy. And the same day, pow, Lisa sues him for essaying her too. Then, Lil Rod sues him, and eventually, Anonymous sues him as well. Oh, and it's not just them. The lawsuits just keep coming in. And Diddy and his attorneys, they're denying any wrongdoing, but the headlines are just dominating the news. Okay, but then it gets even worse for Diddy because the feds step in. Now, they've been investigating him for a long while, for sex trafficking and for some other stuff. And once they have enough probable cause, kaboom, Homeland Security raids Diddy's properties in LA and Miami. And they find a bunch of stuff there, like drugs, like 1,000 bottles of baby oil, literally 1,000 bottles of baby oil, which I guess he used at those freak-off parties. I don't know, I'm not a baby oil person. But anyway, all of this is making the news, and these stories and these accusations are blowing up. And people are like, yo, did he really do all this crazy stuff that he's being accused of? Surely not. But then, CNN gets a hold of that hotel security footage of that time he assaulted Cassie, and they release it to the public. And so the world finally gets to see what an awful person he is. And so now Diddy has to go and post a video on his Instagram making this big apology.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
And while he does apologize for what he did to Cassie and he tries to get the public back on his side, it just doesn't work. Diddy is officially a meme, synonymous with sexual misconduct. Even if he did somehow get the public back on his side, it doesn't matter, because the feds are still very much officially a meme, synonymous with sexual misconduct. And even if he did somehow get the public back on his side, it doesn't matter, because the feds are still very much investigating him. And so, boom, they finally arrest him. And he's charged with sex trafficking and racketeering and transportation to engage in prostitution. Jeez. Now, in this video, I only talked about a few of the accusations and a few of the lawsuits he's involved in, the major ones. But at this point, Diddy's been hit with literally dozens of other lawsuits involving SA and other things that I didn't even get a chance to talk about. And allegedly, there are as many as 120 more lawsuits coming. 120. And I couldn't possibly make a video long enough to cover all of these accusations. Like, I don't have the budget for that. So that being said, this video is only a fraction of what he's been accused of, and hopefully we'll cover more next year when he actually goes to trial.
Baboy ko! I just ate.
You are the most favorite nephew.
Baboy! Stick the baboy.
Matagi ako tubig ha. Damo tubig dito, tikadto ka man. La la lu la lu la lu la lu la lu.
They are always.
Ed Verzosa. Shout out Ed Verzosa.
Wait. Put him down. Put him down. Put him down there. Put him down there. He was down. Put him down there. Wait. Alam na ba?
Nakaibagong miming pa. Kulit ka ay.
Dry cat. I mean, hello, but you know what? Ay, God! Ano yun eh?
So this TikToker may be going to prison for
That's where my
work.
what?
Now he calls himself
Where my
Mr.
seat goes.
Prada. And Mr. Prada is 20 years old and he makes
Mr.
a lot of
Prada.
content on TikTok. He's really popular with over 4 million followers.
How come I don't know him?
But one day, Mr. Prada gets on camera and he does something a little strange. He shaves his head. I guess he shaves his eyebrows too. And then he posts this video.
Yo, oh my god, look like I got cancer. What the
And his followers are looking at this like, what is this guy doing? And the next day, Mr. Prada posts a carousel of photos with his shaved head. And his audience is like, yo, is this guy okay? And they start thinking, maybe he's going through something. Maybe he's having some mental health issues. And then he gets on camera and he starts talking about changing his name.
My name is not Prada no more. Stop calling me. It's not my name. It's not my name.
And he starts talking about rebranding himself.
I'm bringing myself to my
Oh, why you can't?
my new identity is emo psycho twin.
Emo Psycho Twin. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep calling him Mr. Prada. So anyway, Mr. Prada keeps making these posts every day, and every day he's acting more and more strange. Here's the thing though, he's been pretty open about being diagnosed with bipolar.
I never seen anybody that's public a fool. See, I was trying to hide it, but it's the truth.
But it seems like now he's definitely letting people see him without a filter, and his fans are starting to work. But then, at some point around this time, the worst thing happens to him. He goes through a really bad breakup, and he seems pretty devastated. But we'll get back to him. Because real quick, I want to introduce this guy. He calls himself Dr. Nick. And Dr. Nick is 69 years old, and he used to be a Catholic priest, but now he's a therapist. He works a lot with LGBTQ youths, and apparently people love him.
I'm Dr. Nick Abel.
We get changed.
It's my new book, I Love and Pray.
It's my new book. Oh yeah, it's my new book. Yeah, it's my new book. Ano ka? Okay. Ginigo ka, ginigo ni mo timak mama. Okay daw.
Ay, dili na nahiya kita kung favorite nephew.
Chito na lang.
Cheeto, I love you. I love you more than I... Ayaw, sige ha, mag-vertical bisan ka isa lang sa week kay di ka makakuha, hinda mo nga sa views niya more on number minus gapit revenue. Kay an akon laptop na ruba.
Ayaw pa ni ko art.
Ano? Awan ay kibangin lang ko.
Isa ka ba sa mga pumasa sa hashtag Ipon Challenge sa simula ng taon? Ngayong patapos na ang 2019, magkano naman na kaya ang iyong naipon? Ang 6 na taong gulang na si Julie mula sa Isabela, nag-ipon sa kanyang piggy bank.
Para sa
30 G's?
sa fixed birthday.
At nung buksan nila ito lang nakaraang linggo, nagulat siya sa dami ng laman. Magkano kaya?
Amo lang ini?
Ang naka-influensya kay Juris na mag-impok ang kanyang mami Joanne.
Yung bata po ako,
Oo.
nag-iipon na po ako sa
Pasok tanan.
kay Juris na mag-ipon siya para matuto siyang mag-ipon habang bata pa siya.
Si Juris
Hinin niya natutong mangutang habang bata pa siya.
at magdala tinitip kahit
Ikaw ba yan eh?
pesos
Ano?
sa eskwela.
Ay nga da.
Hanggang nito lang November 7, sa kanyang 6th birthday, binuksan na ni Juris ang kanyang piggy bank.
Hindi pa sana niya bubuksan. Kaya lang, dito sa probinsya may pamahilan sa tayo. Pag sinabi mong bubuksan, tapos hindi mo pala bubuksan, parang may magkakasakit.
At nung bilangin niya ito, umabot na 16,756 pesos. Not bad for a 6-year-old.
Nabuksan ko ang palagansya ko. Sobrang happy ako.
Yung system
Pero you let your burger in your bag. Kuan. Tapos pura ni yan din. Ginkuan. Ginkaan. Mas akit pura. Ano ate?
Birthday ni Juris. Sa susunod na
Oy,
taon,
mara sa biyat Jollibee na burger. Kinsugat mo. Alam ka.
ngayong Pasko, siya maraming mga bata ang nangangarap magkaroon.
Agi, 2019. 2019 ito.
Chito! Miming! Chito! Chito!
Sige, anak.
Si Koshi, game konso, ang balang nabiling Christmas gifts sa kanyang mga anak. Kaya nag-ipon siya.
Uy!
Kahit ang garap
Maka 16.9 screen ka man gyap hapon.
Sira yung
Amo nga ni pero ini na akong cellphone di rin nagtutoy.
kanyang online business.
Sige lang pag ginawan.
10,000. Yung
Gin kukuan, di rin niya gina-accept it. Horizontal.
Ilang Martes, binuksan na niya ang kanyang garapong alkansya at ang kanyang naipon umabot na 21,000 pesos.
yung game console.
Thank you sa pagkulay.
Para nga magka-
Hapit na ako makatigom og $100. Kuan na lang. Basta ada na yan 70 plus.
Ang 3 taon naman ng magkasintahan na sina Aliana at Roy, bagamat kapwa pa nag-aaral, ngayon pa lang, naghahandaan na ang kanilang
Kashtin, nag-love shout out.
nilang barya. Inuhulog nila sa galon at tubig habang ang mga perang papel, diretso sa kanilang piggy bank.
Parang din yung pera na nagagastos namin at nauwi lang sa wala. Para naman yung relationship namin mas work at mas may maglaro ng matibay na partnership. Kasi pag-iwan for our future na.
Para makatipid, wala raw munang regalo sa isa't isa. Nilimitahan din nilang kumain sa mga restaurant. Kadalasan, fishbowl big plan. Sumasideline din sila. Nagbebenta ng mga RTW o ready-to-wear clothes online. Nung napuno ang kanilang mga alkansya, matapos
Chicharon
ang 2
X
taon,
saludos.
excited silang buksan na ito ang
Chichar
naipong barya.
Chicharones from
Umabot na
Spain.
27,000
Hello,
pesos.
Chicharon
Habang ang
from
pera papel,
Spain.
25,000. Suma total, 52,000
Chicharon
pesos ang
is
kanilang naipon.
delicious.
One more thing na papatuloy namin yung pag-ipon namin. Baka makahawakan na namin yung first million namin.
Ininvest nila para tumubo. Habang ang natirang 8,000 pesos, ipinautang nila.
Nung magulangan po, nagkakaroon po kami ng monthly 85,000 na additional.
Hindi lang tayo magbabasag ng piggy bank, magbabasag trip din tayo. Kasi diba, ang tanong, kina Aliana at Roy, paano kung hindi sila magkatulungan? Paano ang magiging hatian?
Ano ba?
50-50 po kami sa paghahati. Wala pong mas nakakalamang o mas nakakabata.
Kung sakali man talaga na wala na, gumawa naman kami ng kasulatan na magsasabing 50-50 kami po.
Pag-ipon sa alkansya o sa bangko,
they make a
para
whole
mas
as
maganda sa
contract.
paraan ng pag-ipon.
Right.
Para kung makakatulong para
Okay, like it's a
makapagsimula ng
co-op
kapatid ko,
business,
may
so like
advantage
they
sa
make a
advantage.
whole as
Ang maaari
contract.
natin gawin is pwede
And then
natin
road
pagsabay.
na
Halimbawa,
whatever
buwan,
happens,
mag-ipon
both
ka
of y'all
muna
get
sa
the
alkansya mo
benefits
or
na
nasa
or
sa bahay
get
mo, then pagkatapos ng buwan,
Art, the one opens that.
para ma-secure mo yung pera mo. At the same time, tanggal mo yung temptation na magamit ka.
Actually, Auntie Ellie,
Ang Ipon Challenge. Umpisa
tapos
sa
pag-open ko,
2019,
nadiga.
ginawa nilang Ipon Challenge. Accepted.
Wala na ako ako. Kaya na, karado niya din. Ikaw na kung may nag-i-esklaba na. Iya lang yan, namamasura.
Thank you so much mga kapuso. Kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video ito, subscribe na sa GMA Public Affairs YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe button.
To hit the bell button.
Can I hit you instead?
Ate, ate, Agi, tagin. Tagin, susunod dapat decision kasi bukutang ko, delicious. Natikilaw ka niya niya sura.
Mas malalim pa. Kailalim-laliman ng dagat.
Kailalim-laliman.
Sa selfie na ito, wala siyang pinagkaiba sa marami sa atin. Sa likod ng mga litratong ito. Ang kanyang munting kwento.
Okay, tapos, te, maharap kay kimchi.
Greetings, friend. How are you? I give you my support with like and nice channel you have. Thank you so much, Chicharon X from Spain. Let me see. So I can visit you also.
Nakamusli ang dibdib at para makakilos.
Oh, you're a gamer?
Bumapa.
You're a gamer.
Sa kabila ng kanyang physical na anyo, hindi
I'll get back to you later,
si
okay?
Lucy maging ina.
I'll screenshot this one, and then I'll subscribe you with this one first before this one, okay?
Yes.
Dito sa bayan ng Glan, sa Sarangani Province, nakilala namin si Lucy.
Ang sakit po, parang hindi ko kaya yung sakit pag ano yung mga puso ko at hindi ko maigalaw na ganito ipataas ko, hindi po. Sobrang sakit. Namamaga na po siya. Ito po yung ulo ko at saka ano po, kamay po at saka ako. Ito po. Parang dito po sa bandang ano ko, bayaw ko po, mabiga. Kaya yung ulo ko talaga ang gano'n na para makatapos talaga ko ng ito po, ganyan po. Parang okay, parang ginaganon ko po para makaano po ako, makagalaw.
Lahat daw ng sakit kaya niyang tiisin para kay Angel.
Iya, ito na.
Oo.
Wala akong sinita mo siya.
Tuwing umaga, nagluluto kanilang agahan. Ang kanilang iuling na lutuan nakalapag sa sakit para maabot si Lucy. Habang siya'y nakahiga, isa-isa niyang inihahagis ang mga uling sa lutuan.
Ito po yung sinisindihan ko para pag ano na po to, didikit dun sa ano po, ulit.
At saka sinisindihan gamit lang ang kanyang bibig.
Minsan yung may uling po na tumatalsik, ganyan. Pero minsan yung may ito, saka may sinubusan napasok ako sa susunod.
Si Angel naman ang galigpit ng kanilang pinagtulugan.
Dali, pulipas.
Pagkaluto, sabay ng kakain ang mag-ina.
Sobrang naglingahan ako po. Ayaw kumain pag hindi kami sa amin. Nung ano kami nagtiligan, talaga po. Ayaw po yung magpatuloy ka. Minsan lang yung dati niya. Pero ako po
Teacher na dapat si Angel, pero napilitan siyang huminto sa pag-aaral dahil din sa kahirapan.
nag-aaral ko siya. Sabi ko na, sabi ko ka doon. Sabi niya, ayaw ko na. Kasama ka. Pagyak na yan. Pag hindi niya nakita yung binibilisan ko ako.
Kaya si Lucy ang tumatayo na rin ngayong teacher ng kanyang anak.
Sa baboy, pig, sa manok, chicken.
Ano gusto mo gawin paglaki mo?
Teacher,
Alaga kay nana.
ako. Yan, very good. Sa pa,
Ano mo pag-alaga?
may loto.
Pagkatapos mag-agahan, pumupunta sa kanilang bahay ang pamangkin ni Lucy na si PJ para siya'y palikuan.
Pagluhugan ko siya.
Kailangan mag-isi. Pagkakaroon siya.
Si Angel naman ang tigasuklay sa kanyang ina. Sa lahat ng ito, katuwang ni Lucy ang ama ni Angel na si Vincent. Sa totoo lang daw, sa kabila ng kondisyon ni Lucy, marami siyang naging karibal noon sa kanya.
Bakit gano'n na po gusto nila ako? Kasi daw, okay din ako na. Pero ayaw ko maniwala sa akin.
Pero si Vincent ang walang nakapihag sa puso ni Lucy.
Matagal din ako nag-oo. Pero iwan ko po, parang tunay na talaga yung pag-ibig ko.
Mga kapulitan niya, mahilig siya kumanta, saka palagi kami sama. Hindi po ako nainak sa kanya.
Hanggang nagbunga ang kanilang pagmamahala.
Ay, iba talaga akong nararamdaman na hindi okay. Yung sumapasok ka, po, 2 buwan po, hindi na ano po yung wings ko. Piti po ako doon, nalalaman. Munti po.
3 buwan nung nagdadalang tao si Lucy, pagsapat na lang sa kanyang nanay Judith ang kanilang relasyon.
Nagalit, mami, papo. Sabi niya, bakit mo yan pinasukan? Hindi mo ba alam? Kasi mo, na nahirapan sa mga ikaw ko si ganyan.
Ako nga di!
Buntis na uma. Doon na ako magparang. Naku, muntik na akong nakulaps.
Sa galit, pinaghiwalay daw ni Judith sina Vincent at Lucy. Natakot daw ng gusto si Nanay Judith kung kakayanin ba ni Lucy ang pagbubuntis.
Si Vincent, bakit hindi naman? Parang pinawin ko naman sa kulay na.
Hindi ko tanggap ng life ko. Nagpunta ko ako ng Rana.
Pero si Lucy, oo at oo.
Mami, gusto ko naman pagkabigay para
Doon ako na parang lahat ako anak. Pero sobrang sakit talaga kay ano na naalala ko lang kung anong mangyari sa kanya habang maglaki ang tiyan niya.
Sa ika-7 buwan ng kanyang pagbubuntis, sinesaryan siya para maisalba ang buhay nilang mag-ina.
Habang lumalaki yung kanyang tiyan ay medyo mahirapan niya siyang huminga kasi umakyat yung uterus sa itaas, yung kanyang diaphragm, napupush up din. So yung kanyang thoracic cavity lumiliit, yung kanyang capacity ng lungs niya to ingest air ay nababawasan din. Kaya
Ingest air.
ito yung dahilan kung bakit ang kanyang situation ay
Oh,
decide na
Chicharon
terminate yung
X.
kanyang pregnancy.
What Chicharon X?
Para
I
hindi
thought
siya
you are
masirapan. At malaki naman yung
into
possibility
food,
na mabuhay
but
yung
you are a
baby.
gamer.
Baliktad na, baliktad na kasi may gatas kasi po ako eh. Tapos galaw-galaw yung anak ko. Gusto ko tuloy na papi. Gusto ko pwede halikan.
Pagkaluwal kay Angel, kinailangan itong manatili sa incubator. Matapos ang 3 buwan, umabot sa mahigit 200,000 pesos ang kanilang kinailangang bayaran sa ospital.
Umutang ko, ma'am. Wala ko lang stress. Binigay sa akin to. Kaya natin to. Palabas na natin.
Bye-bye na guys. Bye-bye Chicharon X. I got to go.